second custom action figure video showcase. This time it is on my custom Deadpool figure. This figure is on the Captain America Winter Soldier movie figure. Not the Winter Soldier, but the Captain America figure. The blue one with the blue shield, etc. I chose this body because, one, I didn't really need it. As much as I like the figure, I did not necessarily need this version of the character. I already had a movie Captain America on display, and I couldn't really find a spot to put it. So rather than just selling it or just leaving it in a bin, I decided to customize it. Like I said, Captain America, the head is also Captain America. He still has all the hands from the figure, which I'll show off as well. An alternate head, but for this hand, the gripping hand, which the figure did not originally come with, I used a Marvel Now Captain America hand, left hand. Sculpted the pattern so it could match the other hand there. Unfortunately, the Marvel Now Captain America had a fist on the other hand, which used War Machine's right hand, and I've sculpted that to match and remove the repulsor. So the head is the Captain America, the masked head. It already fits on the body. I kept the brow, I really like the shape of the brow. I like the idea of just getting sort of a smooth ball and then sculpting flat eyes. So I really wanted to make it look like there's a head underneath the mask. Brow really helps convey that. I sculpted the entire head pretty much. Then sculpted the eye. Thinking about giving him a wacky expression with a squinty-eyed, open eye we usually see, but decided just kind of a neutral, serious expression works. Just to show you what the original head looked like, here's the Captain America head. You can see just how much work I had to put into it. You can see. Torso, I obviously sanded off the star. The rest of the torso is pretty much the same. You have the sword sheaths on the back, which I'll get into more detail later. Sides are the same. I really took advantage of all the kind of layers this costume had. There's a bunch of patterns and different layers on the costume, which I took advantage of. Incorporated this outer layer to be the black sections of the costume. Sculpted the belt logo and just placed it on top of the belt. Sculpted these black sections so they kind of extend from there. Knee pads are all the same. You can see it's all Captain America. You can see they're the same. I thought they worked for the characters, so I kept them. This figure pretty much just has this full spread of articulation, standard Marvel Legends, so it works really well for Deadpool. Getting into sort of accessories, start off with these swords. These are from the Playmates Toys Ninja Turtles from the movie. They're still a little bit small, and I did end up having to kind of wrap the hilt back cloth for a better grip. You can see he holds them, and I think they look pretty good. Paint them silver, but some paint's coming off. I don't know if you can tell. They fit pretty well on the holsters. These are basically a piece of cardboard cut out with some cloth wrapped around it, glued to the figure. They fit quite well. They just sort of go straight up and down. He's got alternate hands. His pointing finger, the salute hand, quite well for Deadpool. You know, he can point at stuff, he can slap stuff, whatever. He's got the fists. And they interchange, so you can just pop them out. Bam. Original Captain America figure came with an alternate head. Looked a lot like this. Take advantage of that. I made my Deadpool figure an unmasked head based on the Steve Rogers alternate head it came with. A lot of sculpt work on this one, and I'm really happy with how this one turned out as well. Still comparing. I had to shave, basically, Steve Rogers down, and then did the bald head. Sculpted all these holes and pores into the skin. Poked where I thought it would look, you know, kind of gross and natural. I didn't want it just to look like polka dots on his face. Not as much on his cheeks as I think I could have done, but, you know. Smushed some sandpaper on there to get sort of a texture, and I think it worked out quite well. But, you know, it's just a flesh tone base with a lot of kind of pink and red washes on it, and dry brushing I didn't just use a flesh tone color though, I kind of mixed the flesh tone with some pink, a little bit of green and yellow to sort of get that kind of nasty, like burned kind of look for his cancer head. So that's the alternate parts, but while sculpting this, I ended up having too much sculpting clay, which I used obviously to sculpt the figure. I don't just want to waste it as I normally do, so I tried to think what other accessories and parts I could give him, and it dawned on me, bam, you cannot see it, Deadpool. Now for those unfamiliar with who the character of Deadpool is, he is the zombified version of Deadpool from the Marvel Zombies alternate universe. His body got blown to bits. He tried to, if I remember correctly, tried to steal the body of the Deadpool. Pretty happy with how this came out as well, even though it was an afterthought. You can see I attached it to the stand. It's just from the Batman animated series line from DC Collectibles. All I did was just chop it, paint it black, and then just, made it to fit this head. I actually used a Spider-Man head, but the head already kind of chewed up. I think I cut off the jaw, so it wasn't going to be used for anything, and I realized I could just use that as the base for Deadpool here. But I basically re-sculpted the whole thing in the bottom so it can fit the pole there. Just use the base so it's easier to show you. I sculpted the eyes, of course. Sculpted the mouth. Sculpted the teeth first, which didn't come out too great, but I think it came out okay enough. You can see I did try to get the tongue in there better. Sculpted the jaw around teeth so it looked a little bit more natural. For painting, this was really fun to paint. For the eyes, I didn't just want to paint them kind of flat white and a flat red and stuff like regular one. I wanted to really make him look undead, kind of zombie looking. So I dry brushed the red onto the black, painted the eyes mixture of white and yellow and flesh tone, make it sort of rotten looking. The teeth, I applied the same thing but made it even more dirty and sort of zombie looking. All the flesh parts that you can kind of see on the face, definitely underneath. That's basically flesh tone mixed with greens, reds, and all sorts. There's various black washes throughout this little head part. Tongue is basically the same color as the eyes and teeth, just mixed with a little bit more red to give it kind of that pinkish look, but still rotten. It's just a silver mixed with black, and I'm pretty happy with how this came out. For an afterthought, I think it's pretty cool. Just to show the height comparison, and he's floating. He is still short. Yeah, for the Deadpool figure, I forgot to mention the paint. It's basically just painted the whole thing black, and then dry brushed red until it got to a color. Then I gave it a whole wash through the red parts, just give it a little bit more depth. See right here in the torso. Straps here, like dark brown. Here just sort of brown with some silver buckles. Same with the straps here. I think that's about it. So for a height, right there above 6 inches. Here he is compared to aforementioned Captain America, the custom as well. Here is his buddy, Spider-Man, who he's kind of the same height as. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with how this custom came out. It's always good to have a Deadpool figure. I do not have any pistols or guns, if you noticed. So I am in dire need of at least one pistol, maybe like a rifle or something for this guy. So I might try to look for some on eBay or something. But yeah, anyways, that's my figure. Hope you enjoyed watching me ramble about it. So anyways, thanks for watching. I guess I'll see you next time.